All right. Well, Miguel is not here this week, so we're going to start off with this week with John. John, what are you drinking? What have you been playing this week, buddy?
This week I am drinking Dr. Pepper because I have no beer and no scotch. I didn't really want anything else. I have played Sandstorm, Insurgency Sandstorm on my PC with Earl, and I played Dying Light with Earl, Miguel, and Joe. And that's it.
Sweet. All right. Move on over to Joe. Joe, what are you drinking? And what have you been playing this week, buddy?
I am drinking malted milkshake IPA, hazy and hoppy. It's pretty good.
I want some.
Games I've played: Old Republic, still. Technomancer on the Xbox, Black Desert Online on the Xbox. Yes, I did play Dying Light on the PC and I bought it. And I did play some Fallout 76.
Oh.
So, that's it. What about you, Chris?
All right. So right now I am drinking my Goose Island IPA. It's good beer. Made with real geese, as I've always said. And then on
And
my
hibiscus.
and hibiscus. Yep. You've had the beer, huh? Nice. Let's see. I haven't played too much on my Xbox. Although I did play Battlefield 5, I wanted to try the Firestorm mode. It's pretty cool. It's not bad. It's your regular battle royale. They actually have the wall of fire, so that's kind of cool.
Hmm.
That comes right at you. That's how the circle gets smaller. Is the wall of fire. Let's see. Moving on over to my Switch, I played some American Fugitive, and what else did I play? Modern Combat Blackout as well on that Switch thing that I play. And then let's see what else. I think that's no. Actually, I played Blood and Truth on my PSVR. I did beat this game. Pretty badass ending. Joe, definitely play some more if you can whenever you get a chance. And that's pretty much me this week. All right, so we're gonna move on over to the news. Do we have any news this week, Joe? Anything important after E3?
There is some news outside of E3 news, so well
Okay.
covered.
Deuce's weekly news, keeping us informed and up to date in the gaming industry.
All right, so this week, source is VG 24/7. Let's get right into it. Final Fantasy VII Remake might get a PS5 release as well. I'm not going to get into that. Next, Elden Ring, which is the George R.R. Martin game made by the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro creators. It is going to be an open world action RPG that only the Souls creators can make. So look forward to a lot of difficult combat and possibly rage quitting.
Yeah. Especially if George writes the ending the way he did for Game of Thrones.
Yep. Just when you think you're going to beat the game, your character's throat is slit. Anyway. Konami announced that TurboGrafx 16 is going to have a mini. And they're going to have six games. So here they are. The US version will have R-Type, New Adventure Island, Ninja Spirit, Ys Book 1 and 2, Alien Crush, and Dungeon Explorer. And the Japanese version will have Bonk's Adventure, Dracula X, or Castlevania Rondo of Blood, The Kung Fu, known as China Warrior, Ys 1 and 2, Superstar Soldier, and Dungeon Explorer. So look for that coming soon. Next headline, Epic Store will be giving away a free game every week for the rest of 2019.
Whoa.
So, yeah, this is kind of neat, I guess, if you're into free games and shit. So,
It's free.
yep. It says it's free once every 2 weeks. but it has expanded it to 1 per week during the summer sale. So keep an eye on the Epic Game Store for free games. Xbox One gets its final backwards compatibility update, adding Splinter Cell 1 through 3 and 2 Human has been made free. This is it. After this, there will not be any more backwards compatible titles. The ones that were added on yesterday were Armed and Dangerous, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Like I said, Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, Splinter Cell Double Agent, and Unreal Championship 2, the Leandry Conflict. So, yay.
Cool.
Let's see, last headline. Ubisoft lays out the Division 2's year of content, including the new raid. Those of us that did watch E3. So episode 1 will feature new main missions and the introduction of excursions, which are missions that take players outside of DC. So, yay. Episode 2, which is this fall, pits players against a gang called the Black Tusks in a mission to secure what lies within the Pentagon. So we can take on the Black Tusk inside the Pentagon. And then episode 3, we're going back to New York.
Hey.
So, and that'll be out later this year.
I need to start playing Division 2 again.
I know. I miss it. I want to get back to it. Even if it's just running shit, turn up the difficulty.
I still, well, unless you're doing the first raid that they have, because I still haven't beat it.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten to it yet. So
yeah, it was hard as shit.
That is all I have for the news.
All right. Well, since Miguel is not here, we're going to roll right into our dates with Joe. Joe has that ready. You ready, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Demonik's dates, keeping us on track with what video games are coming out soon.
I got my dates from Games Radar, and they kind of spell it out kind of easily for us. So I'm going to cover the E3 releases. So Fallout 76 Nuclear Winter Expansion is released already. PC, PS4, and Xbox One. The Last Remnant Remastered is for the Switch, and that came out for E3. Battle Worlds Chronos for the Switch came out yesterday. Collection of Mana for the Switch yesterday. Cadence of Hyrule for the Switch says June 13th. Forza Horizon 4 Lego Speed Champions DLC comes out tomorrow, June 13th, for PC and Xbox One. World End Syndrome for PS4 and the Switch on the 14th. Another Sight for PC, PS4, and Xbox One on June 18th. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night for PC, PS4, Xbox One on the 18th. Also on the 18th, we have Citizens of Space, which is PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Again on the 18th, Lovely Planet 2 is just for PC. So I'm just throwing in PC titles. And both these next two games are for PSVR, and they're on the 18th. Minimech Mayhem and Vacation Simulator. That's it. Yeah, Vacation Simulator. If you can't afford to go on vacation, but you can afford a PSVR.
There you go. Take your vacation in VR.
Right.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have Job Simulator too, so it's just as crazy.
Which is really fun. Job Simulator is hilarious. So.
All right.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, sweet. We're going to move on over to the More You Know with the Joker Drone. John, you ready, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, step right up, come on down. It's time for the More You Know with the Joker Drone.
All right. This week on The More You Know, I just want to remind our listeners that we are still planning a giveaway, a contest for a $100 gift card. Haven't quite worked out the details yet, but we will be figuring that out and let you know as soon as we do. So that was number one. Number two, so at E3, they announced the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which includes the current version of the Xbox Game Pass, which is games for the Xbox, specifically the Xbox Game Pass for PC, as well as Xbox Live Gold for $14.99, $15. So if that's news to you, you're living under a rock. So I want to go over the list of games that are currently available for the PC through the Xbox Game Pass. There's a lot of them. I'm kind of just going to go read through ones that I've heard of before instead of reading all of them, unless you guys want me to read all of them because the list is pretty long.
No.
All right. So this is according to WindowsCentral.com. Ark Survival Evolved.
That's it. Great. All right.
Crackdown. Sorry. I'm thinking in my head. I should have read through this already. Crackdown 3, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Gears of War 4, Gears 5, Halo Spartan Assault, Halo Spartan Strike, Halo Wars 2, Hellblade: Sentenced Sacrifice, Forza Horizon 4, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Metro Exodus, Mud Runner. That's that game with the trucks that I got on my Xbox. It's interesting. Ori and the Blind Forest, Definitive Edition. Prey, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Sea of Thieves Anniversary Edition, State of Decay 2, Sunset Overdrive. Hold on. Almost there. Wait for it. Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus, and Zoo Tycoon. So those are just some of the over 100 games that are currently available on the Xbox Game Pass for PC. They also have a list of games that are coming in the future: Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 3, Battletoads, Bleeding Edge, Gears 5, Gears Tactics, Halo Infinite, Halo Master Chief Collection, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Minecraft Dungeons, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Wasteland 3. That's just what's on WindowsCentral.com as the games that are coming out soon, and I'm sure Microsoft will continue to bring out more games for the Xbox Game Pass for PC. That's it. That's all I got.
Sweet.
Oh, fuck you, Miguel.
He's not here, so yeah, fuck you, Miguel. All right, then we're going to move on over to our What the Fucks for the week. Do you guys have any What the Fucks this week?
Yes.
Joey, go for it, buddy.
All right. First, what the fuck? Still going on to the Xbox apps. I had no idea. There's an Xbox app called Free Movies for You. And yeah, I got to watch a couple.
Gee, what's it about? I don't understand.
I got to watch some free movies, so it reminds
For
me a lot.
you.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Cody. So it's not as in depth as Cody, so you don't have to enter in the repository and all the address and bullshit. You just go open it, and there's all these movies that you can watch. So
You said repository, and for some reason I thought suppository. I'm like, what? Please explain.
Bend over. No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's we watched The Upside with Kevin Hart, and we watched was it My Hitman's Bodyguard? So
were they like legit copies or are they bootleg?
Some of them are legit copies. Like you get to watch them in like 720, so it's not crystal clear. But I mean, it was just like with the Cody. Some you got in HD, some you didn't. I tried to watch Alita Battle Angel, but I guess the download had an app going through the top portion of the screen. I didn't know how long that was going to stay there, so I didn't do it. And then I went to another source, and there was like Japanese or Chinese subtitles, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not watching it." So, so yeah, there's a couple of movies that we, ended up watching at 720, and it's like it's fine once you get used to it. There's like spam ads going really thin across the top, but they don't blank out the screen. They just move the screen down a little bit, so your screen size is a little smaller. And that's how I've been watching all the Dragon Ball series, Super, and the movies and stuff. It's just the same way. But you look past that, free movies.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. Next, after watching E3, and everyone that has listened to me knows that I'm not a big fan of zombies. I hate zombies. I'm not scared of them. I just hate them. They're stupid. And after seeing a couple of games in E3, like the Sniper Elite games, now they're having Dead Army, and it's like, can we get past zombies? I mean, they're just cannon fodder. They're just shit you can shoot at. I understand it's a survival mode, but can we have like scarier enemies, bad guys, like Alien Isolation? That game was scary as fuck. Zombies are only scary when they're in like mass hordes and they're like moving fast, like in World War Z. I Am Legend. That kind of zombie is different, but I don't know. It's just I'm tired of zombies, John.
You haven't gone outside at night in Dying Light yet.
Yeah, I did.
Did you run into, I don't remember what they're called.
Volatiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary as fuck. Those guys are scary, but they're smart zombies.
Yeah.
Now, if they just had those guys in the game entirely, that would be scary as hell. Then it would turn into a stealth game instead of just I'm just going to hit and whack and hack and slash and shoot and blow up and do all this bullshit with zombies. But
as you progress further into the game, I'm 50% into the story, and you move into a different area outside of those slums where you start. The zombies actually start turning into more like 28 Days Later zombies, where they're running at you at full speed constantly. Like in the slums area, there's some of them, not very many of them,
right. There's like one or two that run after you.
Yeah. In the next area, Old Town, it's like there's a significant more amount of the speed zombies, whereas the volatiles are still only at night, and they're scary as shit.
Yeah. My last what the fuck after watching E3 was what is up with all the JRPGs? I get that Final Fantasy VII needed to be remade, but there's so many that are migrating to the West that I like some JRPGs, but I don't like turn-based RPGs, and some JRPGs, I don't know, they're notorious for not having voice acting in their video games. And I'm at the point now. I was actually asking my wife, I'm like, am I getting like more cynical the older I get? Because I ain't got time to sit here and read through a bunch of fucking dialogue. It's just like if a game has got I mean, I did that in PS1 days. It's like I want a game where it's got voice acting, where it's got, I don't have to read dialogue squares or boxes. If I want to read stories and shit, yeah, I'll play Elder Scrolls, whatever. But I just got tired. I'm getting tired of the scrolling text, and I don't know. The hit points. Some games you can turn off the hit points. Okay, cool. But I don't know. I'm like I said, I might be getting cynical in my old age.
You are really old, so that makes sense.
So old. Yeah, I'm so old.
So old.
I kind of understand that though, dude. I feel the same way with dialogue, and I play a lot of the JRPGs and different role-playing games where you have to go through dialogue, and I just have to say it would be nice just to have the voice acting in English, where I wouldn't have to sit there and read dialogue all the fucking time. I want to get to the gameplay. I want to play my game. I understand.
That's why a lot of times you're asking, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? Because I know you're just like, hey. Like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm going to skip.
What was the mission I was supposed to be doing?
Where am I supposed to go?
Yeah. What were the details?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that,
Yeah.
but I don't know. The technology has advanced so much that now video games can be developed and programmed in such a way that it makes it simpler for the gamer to do certain things. I mean, if I go to enchant a weapon, I take the weapon, I take what I want to enchant with it, I put them together, and voila, it's enchanted. Not like I take a weapon, I take an enchantment, and then I have to like program the enchantment that I get these certain stats, like I get plus 50 health and then plus 20 or minus 20 magic. No, I take the stone, I put it with the sword, I get, a magic weapon. Ta-da! That's why I like ESO so much, because it's simple like that.
Right.
That makes sense.
And the more I see all this shit, and I know you guys can call me flippy floppy, but I'm
What? I would never.
You always do. I'm probably going to end up going back to ESO just because all of the RPGs that I've been playing lately, like Black Desert Online, I don't know. I'm just kind of like I'm done with all of the words on the screen. Jeez, like simplify the UI.
Yeah, and that's why most of the MMOs they have that where you can edit your HUD.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
way
I
you
mean,
want.
mostly on PC, very
Yeah.
few on console, but it's frustrating. But anyway, anybody else got any what the fucks?
Yeah, I have one. So, as I've mentioned before, and Miguel can attest, my daughter has some bowel issues, and she's been shitting herself a lot lately. Like, she was doing good for a while, and now she's not. So my wife took her to the doctor and got an X-ray of her gut, and she's no longer constipated, which is what the doctors kept telling us was the issue. So she was on X-Lax and other stuff to try and clear the constipation. So she's no longer constipated, and now she's still shitting herself all the time. So now now my wife has to take in stool samples to the lab for 3 straight days. But my what the fuck is more, we've been telling the doctors who have not done an x-ray on my daughter in over a year that something else has got to be wrong, and they keep saying, oh no, just give her more, or don't feed her this. It's like, dude, give us a fucking x-ray. You work for us. Do
Right.
what we ask you to do and quit pushing us out. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So who knows how long she hasn't been constipated, but it feels like the doctors are just kind of dropping the ball and not listening to us. So yeah, what the fuck? So yeah, poor wife.
That sucks.
Oh shucks, I'm at work when that. Oops, I'm at work when that happens. Darn. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
What about you, Chris?
Well, I think my what the fuck this year is just more of like what the fuck to E3, and like E3 to me is like a holiday for gamers. It's like Christmas time for us. This is when we get to see all the biggest games, the biggest releases, the biggest technology, whatever you want to see. It's to make our dreams come true. And I feel like all that magic is just dissipated to where it's like, like, does anybody even give a fuck anymore about this type of E3 event or this type of expo? I mean, it's like there was this hype about Microsoft, and this is the biggest one ever. This is the expo for Microsoft. And I don't know. I didn't feel it for them this year, to me, to be honest. I mean, there was one or two games that I was like, oh, that's really cool. A lot of other ones, since I like everything, I kind of have to like back off a little bit. That's what I'm trying to do next year. Like, all right, I'm gonna like it and then not like it later, or get flip floppy, so to speak, on things. But I kind of just was like, all right, these games are cool and they're innovative, but I don't know. Everything felt different this year to me for E3. On every expo, every studio that I saw, it wasn't just that oh wow moment. I mean, I think I only had that one time. So, yes, Joe.
I think we have fallen victim so many times in years past to hashtag hype life,
Mm-hmm.
that I think it's finally caught up with us, and I think we're all like at the point where I'll believe it when I see it. Unless it's a game that says, yeah, it's coming out this year, or it's coming out now, or tonight, or tomorrow, or whatever. Like Star Wars, it's like, okay, games that nothing is like revolutionary. I don't know. Like, honestly, I felt the same way with E3, but I think it's because of the hype life. I think it's because we're not getting our hopes up too much, because hype life in the past has killed us so many times. The first Watch Dogs, the second Watch Dogs. There's so many titles in the past that we were like, this is going to be great, and it's not.
Right.
Or the developer has said this game is going to be great, it's going to do this and this and this and this, and then when you finally get the launch title, it's like, well, we had to cut back to make the deadline.
Right.
And also, to add to your what the fuck, was like, E3 to me was everything that was going to be released between this June and next June, but it almost, most of it was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
Fall
Holiday
2020. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Don't tell me now. Tell me at next E3. The only reason why they said that this was Microsoft's year is because Sony wasn't going to be there. But surprise, Square Enix had all the Sony type games throughout their whole fucking broadcast. So I don't know. I'm upset because there's a lot of games. I don't give a shit about Lego DLC for Forza. I play Forza Horizon for the arcade, but I don't want to play Lego. If I want to do that, play Lego Racer. That's it. I mean, come on, man.
They made a fucking trailer for that. I was like, what?
Yeah, and I don't know. It's disappointing. It's getting disappointing.
It is.
And it would have been nice to have seen. I mean, hell, Sony could have been there this year. They honestly could have, because they could have shown prototype stuff just like Microsoft did for the PS5. And they're both, running AMD processors, this and that. And it's like, man, whatever. I don't care at this point. Just all I want to play is Halo, Elder Scrolls 6, and I don't know, there might be in the Dragon Ball game. That's it. There's nothing else really that I want to play. Maybe Madden 20, but that's it. So
yeah, I just feel like that magic's gone, and this used to be a really cool time we'd get with friends, and part of that this year we were all busy and doing things, so that was different too. But I don't know, it just used to be like, fuck, man. I feel like next year I'm not even gonna give a fuck. I'm like, whatever, tell me what happens. I'll watch it after work or whatever,
I think the problem is that they spread it out over so many days, and you have these big gaps between shows, different. I don't know what you call them. Different developer conferences, and like it started on like a Wednesday or something with the smaller ones, and worked up to the main ones on Sunday and Monday, right? I was like, well, okay. First of all, I didn't even know it started on Wednesday. I haven't watched any of those because, well, I'm at work when that stuff happens. And then Monday, Ubisoft was at 1 p.m., like 1 in the afternoon. People have jobs.
I was guilty of it. I was actually in a meeting, and I had my laptop like faced away from everybody else, and I had like this little tiny window, and I was watching the video, just not listening to it, but just watching it while the meeting was going on. But yeah, I was just like, come on, man. It's just
yeah. So I didn't even see Ubisoft, so I'm interested to see what you guys have to say when we actually get to our main topic. But for me, this is like my second or third E3 that I've watched, and it's kind of the same for me. It's never really been like like super amazing, because it's spread out over so much. They have so much filler content that's like meh. Hey, that's a cool game, and then everything else is kind of meh. And that's exactly how I felt again this year watching the Xbox and the other one on Sunday, Bethesda. So I understand what the feeling that you have, Chris. Like the first time you go to Disneyland
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a kid, it's like, oh, it's magical. And
right.
as an adult now, I've been to Disneyland so many times that I'm like, meh,
Yeah,
whatever. It's
it's
still
kind of
fun to go. For me, like now I take my kids to Disneyland because I like to see how they react to the magic.
relive the magic, so to
Yeah,
speak, through
yeah.
their
Watch
eyes.
watch them.
Yeah.
That's not the magic I'm talking about, Joe.
He just wants to relive
I
that.
don't want any of your pixie dust.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So I understand what you're talking about, Chris. It's just
yeah,
yeah. They got a lot of there's a lot of games. Like I wrote down I have meh as my response to a lot of games from the Xbox.
yeah,
Uh and so there's too many for me that there's not enough what I would consider AAA titles. There's a lot of like, why would anybody? I mean, kids are gonna like that, yeah, sure, and they're probably the majority of your customers. But give us something for adults, something that,
Well, Leisure Suit
yeah.
Larry is coming out on the Switch, so
It
yeah,
is.
I'm not a Switch bitch, so
not yet.
that's
Not
that's
yet,
not
not yet.
gonna happen for me.
It's gonna get better.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's just a bummer. I mean, and I guess we'll just bounce right into our E3 topic now, since we're talking about it now. We all feel like it's kind of meh this year. Um, I guess we can just start off with the studios that you have seen, John, and then Joe and I can take over from there. Um, and then you can just go along with the ride. So, starting with Microsoft, we'll go with that one, and then Bethesda, and then we'll just go from there.
all right,
So, go ahead, John. Talk. How did you feel
okay.
about Microsoft this year?
Um, Cyberpunk 2077. I'm just gonna start right off the bat. That game looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Watching the video footage of it and the gameplay, I was excited. I'm like, oh man, I'm definitely gonna play this. This looks cool. I love the whole the like uh integrated like you body modifications to where you have these robotic parts on you. And the dude in the video, he had basically had I don't know what you call him, but he like scorpion tails come out of his arm kind of thing. I don't know what you would call that. I'm like, dude, that's dope. And then he wakes up to Keanu Reeves.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, I love this game already. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm a big fan of Keanu Reeves. My opinion is he's not the best actor. He kind of does the same thing over and over again, but I really like Keanu as a person based on everything I've read about him and who he is as a human being and what he does. So I'm a big fan of Keanu Reeves, and I'm excited to play this game with him in it. It looks pretty awesome. You guys, thoughts on Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Cyberpunk looked fucking beautiful. It has that very sci-fi look to a Grand Theft Auto, but like even in more detail.
Yeah.
Very dark and glim, and you kind of just want to like explore the whole map when you go through it with all the neons and stuff like that. I really enjoyed seeing this clip too. Got me excited. I really hope that there's multiplayer involved with this later on down the road or something, or is it just going to be a single player experience? So
I heard somebody at work mention something about like a 40-minute gameplay video of Cyberpunk. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I didn't see that. I just saw what they showed in the Xbox conference. So I'm gonna have to look that up and watch it.
yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that either.
Yeah, I think Cyberpunk's going all out with single player this time. I don't think. I mean, they did with Witcher 3, and they're not going to go away from that. They won so many awards with The Witcher. It'll be one of those single player titles that we all experience. This is my opinion, but
I think Joe had like after watching the conference, I think Joe had an early prediction for Game of the Year.
yeah, literally.
So
I
that
mean,
makes sense because based on everything else that Xbox showed, I'm like, eh.
yeah.
That's not an exclusive title though, correct? Cyberpunk's going to be on PlayStation as well, right?
I believe so. I can
I
look
don't
it
think
up real quick.
I don't think that's an exclusive title.
Anyway,
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up too.
Anywho, yeah, I mean, that was the star of the show, to be honest, too. You're right.
Absolutely.
It's Xbox One and PS4
Yeah, so it's both.
Okay. Both consoles.
and PC. Sorry.
Yay, PC. Okay, so next up, Battletoads. I know Chris was excited about. He predicted Battletoads, but that was based off of them showing gameplay from it last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it was just a teaser
Oh.
trailer. They didn't even show gameplay last year.
They didn't show gameplay, so I
Oh,
didn't get anything
So-
out of that prediction.
They showed gameplay for Battletoads, and I think it was gameplay anyway. It looked like gameplay to me. Honestly, I was a little. There's a lot going on in the gameplay. It's like, okay, that's a little much. It kind of reminded me. It looked a little to me. It looked a little Ren and Stimpy-ish, the cartoonishness of it, and I remember playing Battletoads versus Double Dragon, I think. And I on NES. Was that NES?
Nah, by then it would have been Super E NES.
Either way, I remember those games and playing Battletoads on NES. I remember when my parents got us an NES, we begged them to get Battletoads. They bought Dr. Mario. That's the only game they bought when they got us Nintendo. So I remember playing it on NES and I loved it. And then seeing what it is now, I'm looking at it, I'm like, not really interested in it. I got a meh out of it. So
Very cartoony, arcadey type look to it.
It didn't hit the nostalgia feeling that I was hoping for. It didn't appeal to me really. Next up was Blair Witch. That's not really my kind of game. I don't really like to be scared, and I never saw the movie because I don't watch scary movies. That being said, I'm loving Dying Light.
It was funny when this came up too. I was watching that trailer, and before it even said Blair Witch, I'm like, "What the fuck is this? A Blair Witch game?" And it's all Blair Witch. And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
this is weird. Yeah.
Once I saw the person in the corner facing the wall, I'm like, why would they make this into a game?
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I guess it's just a jump scare game, probably.
Yeah, probably. I think Miguel and Joe were predicting. Was it
Silent Hill?
Silent Hill.
I was hoping for a new Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
That would have been a hell of a lot better than a fucking Blair Witch game.
Blair Witch.
Yeah. Next up, they showed off the Game Pass for PC, so that was cool. They did Flight Simulator. So the new Flight Simulator looks beautiful. I like the trailer they showed for it, just flying over everywhere in the world, looking at all the different sites. I don't think I'll get Flight Simulator just because it's not something that I play. I don't really play the simulation type games. I don't play the Sims. Although if I bought the Sims, my wife would probably play the crap out of it because that's like the one game that she would play.
This title kind of brought back some nostalgia for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I used to play Flight Simulator a lot.
Yep.
I had the joystick set up and everything on the PC, and I have the joystick now for the Xbox. So it's just sitting here collecting dust. I'm not playing Elite Dangerous that much, so I might, depending on, what I have in the bank, right? And if the time is right, I might get it, or I might wait for a sale, where it just might even come on to Games Pass later on. It is a Microsoft title.
Yeah, I was just
might
thinking
even
that.
just to get on Games Pass and play it there.
Yeah,
then I can use my joystick. So.
Yep. Then they had the Age of Empires, and that definitely brought back a little bit of nostalgia for me because I don't know that I played that game specifically, but I do remember playing a lot of games very similar to it, like Warcraft. I never played StarCraft.
What?
That's
played StarCraft. I played it now. I had it on my Blizzard app on my computer, but I remember playing Warcraft and games very similar to it. So I was like, oh, that looks cool. I think the game my brother and I played on the computer was Lord of the Realms or something like that. It was similar style game that I enjoyed at the time. Not sure if that's something that I'll get, but it looked cool and reminded me a little bit of that time in my life when I was just a wee little lad. Next up, they showed Wasteland 3. I honestly, I don't remember which game that was, and my response that I wrote down is no fucking way. I don't remember which one it was. That might be why. Next up, they had Psychonauts 2. And my response is no. What the fuck? I don't remember which one that one was either, but it was kind of like, I don't know what just happened
Yeah,
in
Psychonauts
the
is like
game
that
preview.
weird alien trip type cartoony game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did acquire the studio. So that's what the announcement was, that Microsoft acquired the studio that made Psychonauts. I want to say it's Double Take Studios, but I might be wrong. But
I think you're right.
yeah, so they have another studio that is going to be making games for them. So
Weird. Lego Star Wars has all of the games, all of the original, was it 6? As well as the
as well
expansion
as
ones.
the new trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. My kids are gonna love that. Fuck Dragon Ball liquors. Dragon Ball Z. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan. I don't know if I've made that clear enough on the podcast. So, you guys want to talk about Dragon Ball Z?
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm excited for it. It's called DBZ Kakarot. So I'm assuming that you're playing as Goku, because that's his original name. But it's gonna be, I'm hoping it's gonna be like an open world style RPG, and would be nice to see how you can, if they have changes where you can make changes to the original storyline, because if it's just you playing through Goku, that's the same fucking game that we've been playing for the last 25 years. You play through as Goku. Xenoverse is the only game where it's like you can create your own character and have him in the same universe. Like, that's what we wanted.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say. I hope it was a better version of that Xenoverse 2 stuff that we've been playing.
Yeah, but they're saying it's just Kakarot. So I don't know if we're playing as Goku, because it showed him fighting Frieza and it showed him, it's flying around and stuff. I don't know. I'll wait for it and see what it's like. I need more info on it. But I just wish they had done like a better Xenoverse, an open world Xenoverse.
I agree.
Yeah, then that would have been amazing.
Absolutely.
John, what's next?
12 minutes. I don't remember the game. Do you
That was
remember the 12 minutes?
That
Oh,
was
that was the one that was on the time loop.
That was the
He's
Looper
trapped in
game.
a time loop. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was weird.
What was weird about it was it looked like that Hitman was the one coming in killing him. So I wonder if it's a spinoff.
Yeah,
of the Hitman or one of Hitman's victims. I don't know. But it was just really weird. Didn't explain enough for me.
Yeah, it is, and is the view from the top kind of thing. I don't know.
This kind of seemed like a game that I would play on my Switch.
Yeah.
I feel like the majority of these games that came out for the Microsoft, I was like, is Nintendo in on this? Are they going to say Nintendo can play all these or what?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but 12 minutes seemed pretty cool, just interesting. Like Joe said, we need more info. So
yeah, I probably not something I'll play. I don't know. We'll see. Gears 5. I'm not a huge Gears fan. I played the first one. I played a couple of the other ones. I don't think I beat anyone except the first one. But it looks cool, and I'm excited to play it. I know Miguel. He's definitely going to be excited to play it, so it'll be fun to try and do that. He also wants to try and play through all of the other ones before Gears 5 is released on September 10th. So,
yeah, Gears is always fun. I like the co-op modes that they have in all the Gears and the Horde modes. That's kind of what makes Gears for me. So I'm excited for this one.
They did announce. Sorry, Chris. They did announce that like that survival. It's different from Horde mode, but they have a new mode coming out where it's kind of like survival.
and And I think what was it? If you pre-order it, you get the Terminator 2 or the
Yeah.
Judge Terminator skin.
Yes.
Is it a skin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
So
you get the actual Terminator. So the T1000 is it T1000? I believe
that's yeah. I think
that's the
that's the one
liquid
that
guy, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But
It's the
anyway,
Arnold
the
guy.
Arnold guy. Yeah, the
It's the
skeleton.
Arnold robot.
But yeah,
It's the
that was
Arnold
cool.
robot. Dying Light 2. Seeing as I just started playing Dying Light 1 and so far I love it, I will probably be delving deep into Dying Light 2 when it comes out. So
I will probably play this as well. I will play it on the console rather than PC. I'm so used to having a controller. I mean, I know I can do Bluetooth sync to the computer and play that way, but I'm just so used to controller now that I'll probably play Dying Light 2 on the console.
I'm probably going to continue playing games on my PC until the Scarlet comes out and I get a new Xbox, because my Xbox One, no S, no X, just my Xbox One, it makes a lot of noise. It's slow as shit and it's dying. So I'm not going to invest into any new games or anything until the Scarlet comes out. And so I'll probably just play most of the new games on my PC as available. If there's this new game that's not available on PC, it's only on Xbox, then I'll get it on my Xbox. But I was planning on trying to get an Xbox One X, but now that the Scarlet's announced for holiday 2020, I'm a holdout and hope my Xbox survives until then. But yeah. And I like playing with Earl. Earl's one of my oldest friends, one of my best friends. So now that I have a PC capable, and I found games that he likes that I like, and we can play together, I'm going to steer towards those kind of games. I'll play on PC, like when Modern Warfare comes out. Probably play on PC.
Cool.
Thoughts on Dying Light, Chris?
I'm just not really into the whole zombie genre. I mean, if we get it for the consoles, if we all decide to play it, I'll do it as a group thing. I don't think I'm going to be into it just playing it by myself, unless it's a Resident Evil series. That's the only zombie slaying that I'll do by myself.
Well, the first Dying Light's only $11 on PC, so just check it out.
Yeah, maybe.
Or 17 for the enhanced version.
I don't know. I mean, my PC gaming it's up and down. I just don't have time for that kind of stuff, just jumping in and out. One day I'll get into my PC, but right now I don't know if it's a good investment for me at this point in time.
All right. So they showed the game Crossfire X, which is currently available on PC. I'd never heard of it, but now I want to play it, and I'm going to plan on playing it on PC. Sorry, Joe. Like, I just explained why my Xbox is dying and I'm holding out. So yeah, it looks cool. I want to check it out. It's cool. It's coming to Xbox. I think it'll be cool. I want to try it. I think it'd be a cool game to play.
What was Crossfire X again?
It's like a military shooter.
Okay.
It looked pretty cool. Tales of Arise. I don't remember that one. Didn't stand out.
It's
a
a
JRPG.
It's a JRPG.
Yeah.
Oh, another one of the games that I was like, is this Final Fantasy?
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah. Borderlands 3 looked pretty cool.
Yes.
I've honestly, and I've never played any of the other Borderlands. I watched some of the trailers for the other Borderlands, and I watching it, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not. So I didn't buy it, but I'll probably get Borderlands 3 and give it a go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I'm a Borderlands junkie, so to speak. I love all the Borderlands that they've created. Played the first one, fell in love with it. Jumped into the second one, played a little bit, but didn't get right into it until I started playing in VR. And then now Borderlands 3 is here. I'm definitely going to jump into this. And this will be a console game for me. I'm not going to be able to play this on the PC. Just my love for couch and controllers is great for Borderlands.
Nice.
What was that?
I will say, I'm pretty sure they said Borderlands the Handsome Collection or whatever it's called, is on Game Pass now.
Yep.
Yes.
So now I don't have to buy it. I already pay for it for Game Pass, so I
Yep.
might download those and check those out.
There you go. Hell yeah.
And then the last one I have written down is Elden Ring, which we talked a little bit about. It was in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the George R.R. Martin one. It was kind of meh.
Mhm.
I'm probably not gonna get that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when it said George R.R. Martin, I'm like, a Game of Thrones game. Nope, not a Game of Thrones. I mean, the graphics look cool. It was interesting how like the dude's body was splitting apart as he was hammering on whatever he was hammering on. So I was like, all right, well, that's some cooler art they got going. But as far as the story and whatever's going on in the trailer, I was not interested.
It's kind of how I felt too.
And then Bethesda, they showed Doom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a big Doom fan. I don't know. It just seems like another zombie game. I know it's aliens, not zombies, right?
Demons.
Demons.
Demon.
Okay. I don't know. It maybe. Oh, Wolfenstein 2 looks pretty cool. Or Wolfenstein.
3.
What was it called? Wolfenstein 3.
That's
That one
young
looked pretty
blood.
cool with the twins.
Young
Yeah.
blood. Young
Yeah,
blood.
with the twins, that looked pretty cool. Never got into Wolfenstein. I don't know if I'll play it or not. There was a lot of games. Most of them to me were meh. Some of them, I mean, Cyberpunk looked amazing. I'm definitely going to play that. Other than that, I'm not really sure what I'll get. Dying Light 2, I will. So that's all I got.
Cool. I guess we'll just we'll talk about Bethesda since we've already gone through Microsoft. Joe, do you have anything to add about Microsoft?
Real quick, Outer Worlds, the Obsidian game where it's like Miguel said it was like Fallout in space, but it's a Obsidian game. It's RPG in space, and it looks really good. This to me is like the go-to game right now that I'm most excited about. Minecraft Dungeons. My boys were watching the showcase with me, and they saw it, and they were like, "Oh my god!" So they freaked out about that. They love that. Let's see, Ori, the new Ori was cool. The graphics look great, and then Bleeding Edge, which was made by Ninja Theory, and it's that 4v4 type shooter.
Mm-hmm.
It looked fun. I don't think
Is
I'll
it the
buy.
one I said looked like a cross between Overwatch and
Mm-hmm.
Apex, like a third person Overwatch kind of?
I don't know if it's going to be third person or not, but the
Pretty.
game, the videos showed third person, but I don't know if the gameplay is third person.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, who was the lady? She said she was the action supervisor or what for the game. She's in her intro. She said she was excited for a game that combined her passion for third person
Okay,
with
well,
something else. So
it
what I
may
remember, if it's that one, it's a third person shooter.
it may be. Other than that, the Xbox Elite Controller Series 2, I know Miguel's excited about it. I'm kind of excited about it because they would have improved all the shit that Miguel's been going through. Either that or he's just pounding his controller.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he keeps
If
breaking
he pushes
it.
if he pushes the buttons on his controller like he does on his keyboard, I can understand that. Right.
Yeah.
Using his
Yeah.
strong hand.
Another one that we missed was Phantasy Star Online 2. They're bringing it to the West. I
Yes.
know I just said shit about the JRPGs, but if they, depending on how they do this, it may be interesting. Other than
that's another one of the games. Is like, is this Final Fantasy?
Yeah. Other than that, that's all I got for Microsoft. If you want to go into Bethesda, Chris.
Well, I mean, definitely notes for Microsoft. I mean, Scarlet got me excited for sure.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that the new technology, when we go into Bethesda, I'll talk about that too. But with Microsoft too, Phantasy Star Online, totally, Joe, you just reminded me that one was one of my beloved games on the PlayStation back in the day. I love this. This kind of brought me into the MMO scene before the MMO scene was here. So if they do this game right and kind of bring back that nostalgia, but yet have that new flair to it, without all the dialogue driving you crazy, I think they could do a good job with this game. But yeah, I mean, what really got me excited, which was stupid, was Flight Simulator in Microsoft. I thought this was really cool going back to that, just the way it looked and everything. And I had the joystick that's been collecting dust. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Because they're not really coming out with any games for that joystick. So
We'll just get back into Elite.
yeah, if start playing Elite, I'll be fine. But yeah, Microsoft had some really cool stuff. Moving over on to Bethesda, I have some strong points for Bethesda only because of the fact that I'm a Switch fan, and there's some Bethesda games that are going to Switch that I am now a fan of through mobile. The first one that they talked about was ESO Blades. They got ESO Blades, and they have like this new system with the jewelry and the auction house and all that stuff, kind of turning it into its own mobile ESO in a way, which is really cool. But ESO Blades is super fun, and they're making it for the Switch, and it's cross progression, cross saved on the Switch, which that's what sold me. So if I don't have my Switch on me and I'm bored as fuck, I can sit there and play Blades on my phone. But then when I have my Switch, I can go and continue the exact same thing that I'm playing on my phone. That's fucking brilliant. So kudos to them when it comes to making this type of a mobile game. I mean, this actually fits in a console genre game. Joe?
I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but Blades, as you advance in the game, it does also unlocks Arena, which is like PvP.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that too.
So yeah, because I've been playing it on my phone for a while now. So yeah, when it comes out on the Switch, I'll just transfer all my shit over from my phone to the Switch, and I'll be good. I'll be golden.
Yeah, it's a fucking amazing feature. Kudos to them. This is a super smart idea for them advancing their mobile app like this. So, and then let's see, what else did I put? Another thing, seeing their Fallout 76 going on to this, seeing their new updates and all the things that they've listened to the community about kind of enticed me to say, hey, you know what? There's a free week. I'm going to download it and actually give this a try because it looks really cool. The concepts that they have now seem badass, and I kind of want to join in with the community. So, you know, kudos on them that they're bringing me in. So, also, I put Cyberpilot VR for Bethesda. I'm a VR user for PlayStation VR. It's the Wolfenstein Cyberpilot VR game that they're making, and I've been keeping my eye on this title. Though, you know, back in the day, there wasn't a whole lot of fresh VR titles. Now they're coming in like crazy. This is definitely a title that I'm going to play on the PlayStation VR. Also, another one, Wolfenstein Youngblood. Fucking badass game. Really enjoyed this. What entices me really is having this on the Switch, playing this on the go, and actually having a AAA title that I can play that's a shooter is fucking sweet. So I know I may not get a whole lot of co-op out of this because I know others will be playing on consoles and whatnot, but that's okay. I'm going to enjoy it. And then what threw me through a loop with Bethesda is seeing their new technology that they have with Orion. Now, in the past E3 predictions that I've done, I've always talked about the streaming and how they don't have the technology to help us who have shitty internet or live in a local based area where it's really hard for good internet to hit me. So Orion is supposed to help me with this. If I have Stadia or xCloud, Orion is supposed to make this, they said, 30% better than what you would get just throughout your internet. So from whatever they say with Orion, that was icing on the cake for me in Bethesda, because this is the technology that might save my ass when it comes to the new streaming digital age that we're moving into. So I thought that was really cool that, you know, Bethesda Studios is actually coming up with something, and they actually care about their community that can't actually play, who have shitty internet. So I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, the new Doom game. You know, I'm not really huge in the new. I mean, I was huge as a fan back in the day when it was the very first game ever made to shooters, whatever. As it progressed, it became more hardcore, faster gameplay, kind of didn't really care for it. The most recent Doom that I played was on my Switch, and I enjoyed the shit out of the multiplayer function of it. So I guess I'm just excited for this game's multiplayer, and that's pretty much it for me on Bethesda. So, anything else you guys want to add on Bethesda?
There was Ghostwire Tokyo. Looks pretty cool. It's where the people start vanishing. From what I'm reading, it's like you're gonna end up fighting ghosts. So that's kind of cool. Another one was Death Loop, where one guy's trying to end the loop and the other girl is trying to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
Another time loop game. I guess that's a theme. 12 minutes and then Death Loop. And then I think there's another one that's got a loop in it. But
See, but the Death Loop one actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's a first person shooter, right?
Yes.
Where you're going and it's you versus the other character, and you have to kill them or they kill you.
Well,
and
you progress through the story, and you get to a certain point. If you die, you start over again, and then you got to progress.
Oh God!
Yeah, that's why I'm like, this might be a little bit annoying if it keeps happening. Just to touch on the Fallout 76 stuff, the Battle Royale mode, Nuclear Winter. I'm excited about that. I'm glad that they're doing the NPC update, because when I played Fallout 76, it's empty. If no one else is playing, the map is empty other than the creatures. So it's like, nobody survived? What the hell? So now that they're adding actual NPCs, it's like, thank you, with dialogue options. Thank you. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that's all I got on Bethesda.
Yeah, one last note too on Bethesda too. Even though the crowd was fucking annoying, throughout the overhyped fans, they were ridiculous, to be honest. They're fucking stupid.
I was actually, go ahead.
But if you look past all that bullshit, I think they had a pretty solid conference, in my opinion.
Yep.
And I honestly was reading articles and I was saying it as well. I think those people were planted in the audience, because if you look at everyone else in the audience during the showcase, no one else is like, yeah, no one else is clapping. It was just those people in the front row, which I think were probably people that worked for Bethesda. They were
hype builders or some shit.
They were planted in the audience to build hype, and everybody else was just kind of like,
yeah.
Because everybody wants Elder Scrolls 6. That's what they want. They don't give a fuck about. Honestly, you failed at Fallout 76. You're trying to fix it. Kudos, but move on. Like, let's get to Elder Scrolls, And they touched on ESO and the dragon stuff, and it's like, it
kind of entices me too. I mean, dragons, when you mention dragons and MMO, that's what everybody wants to hear, is more dragons, and that's what they're having in this, and with the mounts, with the bosses and everything.
They also added a necromancer class, so
that's fucking awesome too.
There was a joke online where it says a necromancer is just a healer that showed up too late.
That's fucking awesome.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Sweet. All right, so we'll move over to you want to go with Square Enix, Sony, or do you want to go with Ubisoft, Nintendo, or
I want to get EA out of the way.
All right, let's do EA Play.
All right, let's start off with the fucking Star Wars Jedi Order. Okay, cool. It's a cool Star Wars game. I'm not excited about it. They also did show this at the Microsoft press conference, which, by the way, it looked better at the Microsoft press conference than it did at EA's conference.
Yeah, which is weird.
Which is really weird. I might play it on Game Pass, but or EA Access, but I'm not gonna play this when it first comes out. Apex Legends with new characters, Season 2.
Meh.
The Sims 4, Island Living. Battlefield 5 Pacific Theater. That interested me because they're going back to the original 1942 and 1943.
World War II, baby.
Yeah. I mean, they're in World War II and Battlefield 5, but it's the German, or it's the European theater, not the Pacific theater. But now they're going there. FIFA 20, they added Volta, which is like street soccer. Okay. And then Madden 20. Now, I've been a huge Madden fan. Okay. I bought Maddens in the past. We played them for like maybe 2, 3 months, 4 months in a row, and then we stopped. We just I'm tired of this shit. But this Madden is going to be different, not because Mahomes is on the cover. No, it's the mechanics.
Liar.
Well, that's why I'm buying the physical copy. But what I'm excited about is the X Factor abilities for each star player in the NFL. If you guys got the chance to watch this, so it's almost like an RPG element to each star player. So they showed Patrick Mahomes. So when Patrick Mahomes has his X ability, there's a little X on his icon. It lights up. When he's on the go, his accuracy is at 100. When he runs, his accuracy is 100 to throw the pass. Another ability that he had where it is when his X is highlighted, he can throw 80 plus yards. Just throw it, and it'll go. So they're adding small tweaks to each star player, whereas they showed Aaron Donald as well. Where Aaron Donald, when he breaks through the tackles, there's a stat penalty on the quarterback. Their accuracy goes down. And it showed him rushing Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson went to throw the ball, and it didn't even hit the player. It went straight to the ground. So they're adding these elements.
That's inaccurate.
Sure. But they're adding these elements into the NFL, into Madden, and I'm excited about it because it adds that it's not just the computer is programming players with number statistics and then that's it, and it just changed the uniform in the face, and that's all it is. It's a model. They're actually adding more depth to each character, but each athlete on each team.
Yep,
so
that is cool.
I'm excited about it. They've done the animations. They've upgraded them. They showed Drew Brees after he throws the pass, how he fidgets with his shoulder pads and stuff. They have.
Did it show the mole?
I don't know. I didn't look too close. They have pump fakes now, to where you can actually, if you double tap the button to throw to the receiver, he pump fakes it to that receiver, and then you can hold it, or then you can press it to throw to the other receiver. So
nice.
There's a lot of mechanic changes in Madden 20 that I'm excited about, and I'm really excited about this title. Other than that, EA was just kind of but I was excited about Madden and the Battlefield 5 Pacific Theater.
The only one that I actually got to watch was the Apex Legends, unfortunately. So
yeah,
the Madden, that does sound cool. I like how you described it. They put in what the real the real person what they excel at. So
yes.
like you said, Mahomes is really good on the run. I'm excited to see how that translates to Russell Wilson, who's really good at extending plays and on the run.
There was another thing too. Each skill or each X factor is activated by performing certain things in the game. So for Mahomes to get his 80-yard pass, he has to have not yards after the catch, but he has to have 3 30-yard passes, and then that X factor lights up. So it's kind of like adding an arcade power up. So you have to perform those certain tasks to highlight that X factor, and then once it's highlighted, I don't know if it's highlighted completely or it's just a use once type thing.
It's like a confidence builder type thing.
Exactly. So it's
once they can complete the 3 30-yard passes, he's confident he can go for an 80.
Mm-hmm. It's his super.
Yeah, it's his super.
But
so yeah.
My only thought against that is that as when you describe that his accuracy goes to 100 and he can throw an 80-yard pass, which is really long, I thought that it sounds like blitz, which is more
kind of they're adding a small thing, but it's not arcadey like blitz. It's still realistic like Madden, but it's a stat boost.
Yeah, but the fact that his accuracy goes to 100 is a bit that's a bit of a stretch for nobody has 100% accuracy.
In Madden, in video games.
Yeah, no, but it's not real. And Madden is made to be realistic.
Right.
It's kind of, to me, it's not a knock on the game, but it's like, well, that it doesn't really fit in with the realism of the game. Now, it is cool that they put in that they would get better at the things that we know that they're good at. I'm okay with that. But the fact that they make his accuracy 100 is
He can be accurate, but the receiver he's throwing to could be at a 70 or a 65, and they won't catch the pass. It's only the ball accuracy. It's not like complete.
Yeah, I don't think he becomes 100% accuracy after
Right.
that's lit. It's more of him being accurate at that certain pass that he's going to do when it's lit.
And like I said, there's offensive and defensive players that are going to have those abilities. So you could counteract that with an Aaron Donald and have him rush Patrick Mahomes, and it will do a statistic penalty, and it'll drop his accuracy down, and then he won't be as accurate.
See, I like that. The defensive part, that makes sense to me because if you're the quarterback and you know you got Aaron Donald over here rushing you, you're going to be very conscious of where is this guy. You're going to be like worried that Aaron Donald's going to get you, that J.J. Watt's going to get you, that some superstar defensive player is going to take you down. So you're aware of that. So that makes sense. It lowers your ability a little bit. The 100% accuracy, anytime that you go to the max value based on whatever things you have to complete, that goes a bit arcadey to me, and doesn't seem like it belongs. But I am excited for the what you described. So
they may only limit to one time per game, so it could be like one of those Hail Mary type, like Aaron Rodgers. He might have a Hail Mary power where if it's within the last 2 minutes of the game and you're so many yards or more away from the end zone, Aaron Rodgers has like a higher percentage to throw a Hail Mary and it being caught. I don't know.
Which is inaccuracy of the NFL. He's done that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like Mahomes has thrown an accurate pass within 80 yards on the run. So, I mean, I think they're doing it to that certain scope of those star players.
And I think they want to bring in the casual football player that's not like completely into the simulation and reading the defense when they're all lined up and you're like, okay, are they cover two or, man or zone? You're not trying to do all of that shit pre-snap like in the real NFL. Those casual players would just be able to pick up and play, and once they get the hang of it, it'll be really cool. And plus, that also carries over to the Ultimate Team. So you could have an all-star Ultimate Team and each one have their own X Factor ability. It would be really great.
I want to know what Bo Jackson's X Factor ability is.
I would say breaking baseball bats, but that's
I was going to say breaking tackles, but
yeah.
So that's it for EA.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I had for EA was the Fallen Order. That's the only thing that I was excited for, only because it's Star Wars. I know that there's not a dark side to things. It's a Jedi story, but just the fact that they have a Star Wars game that is current gen right now, it's exciting. So just for that factor, I was excited for that. Everything else, nothing really appealed to me in anything else, really. I mean, I've always played Madden. FIFA never gets me pumped up about anything. Apex was cool when it was here, and now there's just a lot of battle royales to decide what I want to play for that kind of shit. So,
yeah.
All right.
Let's go down to Ubi.
Ubi.
Sorry. I think they said Ubi, not Ubi. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Ubi.
Whatever.
Like Ubisoft, bitch.
There you go.
Ubisoft. Yep.
All right. I'll start off. Watch Dogs Legion. Great. Looks amazing. This is probably the one Watch Dogs title that will redeem the first two sucky ass ones. What was cool about this was that they had permadeath. And it's not one character that you're playing throughout the whole game. If you die, you pick a new character, and you have to go through the game. Hopefully, I'm hoping there's an achievement where you get through the whole game with one character. That's what I'm going to try and do. But if your character dies, you pick a new one, and you just keep progressing in the game. I kudos to Ubisoft for this. You guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, when I first saw the clip of him riding on that drone, I was like, holy fuck, this is kind of like what we wanted to do in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
is take control, hack these drones, and write them in. Why not? So I thought that was really dope. Having the fact that you have a real life city with everybody that's in the city that has its own characteristics and it has its own living world, so to speak. I thought that was cool and unique. But I'm going to take a different approach to this Watch Dogs. I'm going to let you and Miguel get this game to tell me that this is the best Watch Dogs, because I shit you not, we get hyped up about every single Watch Dogs game that we've like, oh my god, this is it, this is the one, this is it, and we've done that for the first one and we've done that one for the second one,
Well, the
and
second
yet
one we were kind of
let
because the first
we were
one,
walking on eggshells. Yes,
yeah,
we were
we
walking
got
on eggshells, and
yeah.
it still never satisfied what we our itch for Watch Dogs. So I'm excited for it. It looks amazing. It looks awesome. But I am the guy that likes everything, so I'm gonna take the approach of letting you guys tell me that it's fucking worth it before I even spend my money on this. So
Okay.
that's my take on it.
I have not seen the preview. I think I played 10 minutes of one of the Watch Dogs, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So moving on, they had the Ubisoft subscription, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like EA Access. It's like, but I don't know. I'm not gonna
What
do
is
the.
it?
It's I
What
think
does
it's
it do for you?
you get all the titles, all the
You get all the Ubisoft titles.
with all the
How
DLC.
much is it?
I think it's 15 a month. But I told Miguel, because me and Miguel were texting back and forth, and I said, look, I buy all of the Ubisoft, like the titles that I want. So I buy
Exactly.
them. I buy Assassin's Creed. I buy all of them. I buy, Ghost Recon. So the Division, I like these games, so I'm going to buy them. I'm not going to waste my money, $15 a month, because like right now, we all have Division 2, but nobody's playing them. So we'd still be paying Ubisoft $15 a month when we're not even playing the game.
Yeah,
And,
right.
and it's like, I'm not going to do that, because I know I'm going to buy the physical copy, and I'm going to buy, especially Assassin's Creed, I'm going to buy it physical, and I'm going to buy the collector's edition. So, I don't think that that's worth it, but other people may. I don't know. They talked about Mythic Quest, where it's like a fictional game, and these developers are creating it, and it's going to be a TV show on Apple TV Plus. But I'll probably bootleg it and watch it somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't care for this one either.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
That looks fucking awesome.
Yes. Finally, where instead of giving the players all of the powers, they're giving the enemy all of the powers. So I think this is going to be really great. And then Bernthal was in it, John. He came out, and it looks amazing, because you have to take on his squad and all of the, his top forces. So that looks really cool.
Who's John Bernthal?
The Punisher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is the Ghost Recon that we were all waiting for, before the Ghost Recon that happened just before this one.
Yeah.
So
Wildlands.
I'm hoping that this is Wildlands. I'm hoping that this is the Ghost Recon that we all have been waiting for and wanting out of a Ghost Recon title. So
yeah, they touched on Just Dance 10 years. Don't care. Don't give a shit. Who cares? Fuck you, Just Dance. Gods and Monsters was the Zelda Breath of the Wild type game, but it's got like Greek mythology tapped into it. Yeah, I know, Chris. You sent a text that said, "What? Breath of the Wild's going to be on, or Ubisoft's making Breath of the Wild or something like that." So yeah,
I think it was Zelda.
Yeah, but
it's
it
Nintendo.
yeah, but it looks good. And then last but not least, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They're coming out with a story creator where you can create your own stories and people can play them. And they're also releasing the Discovery mode, which will be free, by the way. They did this with Origins, where you kind of learn about Egyptian history. They're doing it now with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so you can learn about the Greek mythology and the Greek history. Cool. And it's completely free. Even if you don't have the game, you can download Assassin's Creed Odyssey Discovery mode, and you play along and you walk along. You get to pick the character that's in the just learning about the history. So kind of like an avatar.
It's awesome.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for Ubi. Anybody else have anything different?
Nope,
I just thought it.
I didn't watch
I mean,
it, so
yeah. I mean, for me, I called them Ubi Nintendo. One for the Zelda title. Two, they're releasing Brawlhalla characters like it's fucking, Smash Brothers. I mean, they're coming out with new Brawlhalla characters and they're releasing them like they do on Nintendo's thing. And then
Yeah, Smash.
they have that the roller hockey roller champions that came out. So I mean, I feel like Nintendo and Ubisoft are kind of collaborating later on, maybe. I don't know, but it just seems weird.
They did with
They did last year.
the Mario and the Rabbids thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why not? They're not gonna be stingy with their games. Just Dance is probably the top selling game on the Wii console. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean,
why not?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I just thought it was funny that more for our team. I think it's funny the fact that Miguel says Ubisoft is the winner and they're leaning towards Nintendo. I think he should buy a Switch. He would like the titles that come out. So
I think he's reluctant to buy a Switch because he's afraid he's gonna like it, and he's afraid that he will not put it down even when he's at work. So that's the same thing he said that about Minecraft. He says he hates Minecraft, but he says no. The fact I don't hate it, I don't want to play it because I know if I do, I will never stop playing it.
It's his gamer's disease. He doesn't want to get more infected. I get it.
He's got gamer denial. That's what it is. He doesn't want to play.
He hasn't admitted he's got a problem.
Right. Yeah. That's the first step, buddy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Let's get into this 12-step program again.
Yeah. Instead of 12 steps, it's 12 levels.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all I had for Ubisoft. I have one more for the VR, just honorable mentions for the VR titles that I thought were cool. And me being a PSVR gamer, I mean, I can shout those out. Do you have anything else for the expo, Joe?
What do you mean, like in entirety, or?
Yeah, other studios and stuff that you want to talk about?
I've got Square Enix and Nintendo. That's all I've got left. I'm not going to talk about PC because it was a shit show.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about PC either. But I'll say VR for the end. Let's move on over to Square Enix or Square Sony. Is what I like to call it.
Jesus. Yeah.
So,
go ahead, Chris.
I only have one, so I'll just say that one. I think it's really cool that they're having a Final Fantasy VII remake, and now this is like the first Final Fantasy title that they brought out in the beginning of Square Enix. So it hadn't been overridden with Final Fantasy yet. It was the first title they were talking about. And I thought it was really cool to see Final Fantasy VII remade with like an actual action instead of your turn-based style of gameplay. So that's what got me excited about the Final Fantasy VII remake. I get to see all my old characters, but then I get to use the new gameplay for it, and it'll be on the Switch. That's really cool for me. So that's the only thing I really cared about in Square Enix for me. So go ahead, Joe.
All right. I'm not excited about Final Fantasy VII because I know how it ends. I played the game, I beat it, I know how it ends. So it's like rewatching the Titanic in 3D. It's like, but we know how it ends. I don't want to watch this fucking movie again. I know how it ends. Anyway, I was more excited though, I will admit, that they were going to do a Final Fantasy VIII remake because I liked 8's story better than I liked 7's story.
And I like 7 better than 8,
so yeah. I think 8 was the best one, probably up until current. I just like the story of 8 and how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Miguel made a point of saying, what the fuck is this, a Final Fantasy show? Is there a Square Enix show? But yeah, they did Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8. They did Final Fantasy 14, Storm Shadowbringers, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And it's just like, when are they going to stop with the fucking Final Fantasy shit?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Nobody gives a fuck. Obviously, the bitches in the audience were like, whatever. Then they showed Dragon Quest 2 Builders, or Builders 2, whatever. Okay, big whoop. It's a Switch title. Outriders did look good. It was the one where they're kind of like fighting demons or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a good title, a new title, new IP. And then, of course, Marvel Avengers. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I did see that one too. That was kind of like, oh yeah, cool.
This one I probably will get for the PlayStation because rumors have already started going that they're going to tie in the Spider-Man game to this. So if you're on the PlayStation 4, you're going to be able not just play as the Avengers, but they said I guess the end game is where it's going to be like Ultimate Alliance, where they're going to have so many different characters that you're going to be able to play as. In their Marvel universe. So this is separate from the MCU. This is their own thing. This one Cap dies, not Iron Man. So, but yeah, from what I'm hearing is it'll be able to tie in Spider-Man into this game. So I'm excited about that, and I probably will blow the dust off my PlayStation for this one. Other than that, Square Enix is just all Final Fantasy at this point, and I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know. I don't understand the hype. I get that when games are remade, it's cool, but if it's still the same game and they don't really change anything with the game, I don't really care to play it. I don't know. Unless I that's just my opinion. I'll probably be flippy floppy on this, and when they come out with a Legacy of Kain video game or Skies of Arcadia remake, I'll probably be flippy floppy and say, "Oh shit, I'm getting this game." But
if this was the remaster, I probably wouldn't get it. No, I'm only getting it because it's a remake.
Well, it's
so
yeah, I understand.
I'm doing it for the gameplay. Really, is how the game's played versus the turn-based aspect that they used to have. So
yeah, and I kudos to them for doing it in action instead of turn-based, because turn-based would fucking drive me nuts.
Right, then it would just be a remaster.
Right,
wouldn't be a remake. Yeah.
Yes. That's it. That's all I got for Square Enix.
Yeah, I didn't have much for Square Enix other than what I just said about the Final Fantasy remake. So, what's next on our list?
Nintendo.
What do we got left? Nintendo. You go first, Joe. I don't have that much on Nintendo. I watched it, but kind of an interrupted watch today. But go on.
A lot of people right now are saying that Nintendo wins E3. I will agree to a certain extent because of all of the first-party titles. Nintendo is for exclusives. Nintendo wins. Nintendo has all the exclusive titles, whether it's Pokemon or whatnot. They're on top. They teased Breath of the Wild 2. I'm excited about that, Chris. That's your bold prediction. Animal Crossing looks really neat. I don't know. It looks like it'll be something that Chris, you and I could play. Because they're saying
I want to get into that though.
It's like Stardew, but but they're actually saying that 8 players can join in on one island now, and yeah, you can do couch co-op or you can do network or online, and we can actually have your island and my island, but they'll be in the same world, and we could still do our own thing. But they'll be in their own world. So I could jump over to your island, you could jump over to mine. It seems pretty cool just for that aspect. It's still a kitty-ass Animal Crossing game. Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. What, Chris?
I was just going to say, I'm kind of more in the worried sense of like how Miguel doesn't like Minecraft for the sense of it being like crack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried that game's going to be similar to that as far as it's going to be like, I got to fucking play this game. Animal Crossing, and holy shit, it's the dumbest thing you'll ever see, but I'm addicted to it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like what happened to me with Harvest Moon back in the day. So yeah, go on.
Banjo-Kazooie and Smash, and Dragon Quest Heroes and Smash. I don't care, I don't play Smash. Luigi's Mansion 3, this looks kind of cool for the Switch.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. The Witcher 3 coming to the Switch. John, just saying.
There it is.
Contra Anniversary, which is available now, and that's all the old school Contra titles. Plus, they said there's a new Contra Rogue Core coming out. So, new Contra games there. A new Sonic and Mario Olympics game, which would be pretty cool on the Switch.
That looks super fun, yeah.
John?
Does the old cheat code work for the new Contra games?
That would be interesting if they actually allowed the Konami code to be in the game. If they do, smash hit. Kudos.
I might have to get a Switch for that.
Yeah, I think it's like I want to say it's like $19 for the collection right now, and I think it's 3
Hmm.
games.
John, you probably could Google that right now
Mhm.
and find out if that code works because it's already out. So
This kind of takes me.
Hang on. What was the name of the game? Contra what?
It's just Contra Anniversary for the Switch.
yeah, just do that and then find out if the code works or not.
This one takes me back to my Sega Saturn days. It's Panzer Dragoon Remake for the Switch.
Yeah, dude.
I love those games when it came out for Sega Saturn. Like I said, flippy floppy. Here we go. But yeah, I loved Panzer Dragoon. And last but not least, Pokemon Sword and Shield. I've never been a huge Pokemon person, but the way that this one is presented, I may like to play this. Because there's no random battles, there's no like walking around, and it's like almost it's still kind of turn-based. I can get past that, but I don't know, just the world that they created for it, it seems better than just a platformer or top-down type Pokemon game. I don't know. I might what I might do is I might buy it for my son, and if he likes it, then I might say, hey, let me play it time.
There you go. Smart.
According to GameFAQs.GameSpot.com, there are cheats in the Contra Anniversary Collection for the Nintendo Switch.
Booyah. See, that's what I like about Nintendo. They're allowing to do old school things like do cheats in games like this. I know Hawaii Shakedown, just to kind of move away from E3 for just 1 second, they put in a news article for Hawaii Shakedown where I can get all the cheat codes. And this is a current indie game, and I can fill in the cheat codes and get invulnerabilities and all the weapons and whatnot. I just thought it was really cool that Nintendo's still doing this.
Yeah.
So. Cool.
Yeah, I was just go ahead.
My opinions on Nintendo. I like all the games that they're bringing back. I noticed that they had Spyro come up, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be great for my Nintendo Switch. Just kind of brings back that nostalgia that I always loved. And that's kind of more of a PlayStation love for Spyro. But I'm going to be playing it on my Switch. But I mean, just seeing the next Zelda out there gets me excited for me to go back and continue playing the Zelda game that I have so I can catch up and continue the story, which is really cool. All the titles that you had just said, Joe, I agree with you. Those are really cool titles and definite keynotes for the Nintendo conference. I just kind of felt like they needed something more other than just the game titles that they're coming out. I was hoping for some hardware.
I think you were probably looking for Metroid. I think if
Yes.
they had shown Metroid Prime or Metroid 4, then they would have hands down won E3.
Absolutely.
But
They
yeah,
keep camping on this title too.
Yeah, I agree with you as far as the only company that really showed hardware companies was Microsoft with the Elite controller, the Scarlet, and Bethesda with Orion. And that's not really hardware, it's more software.
It's like software. Yeah.
Right, but we didn't see new hardware from Nintendo.
Or innovation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the hardware innovation or even software innovation like Bethesda. We didn't see that, and I felt like this E3 was hyped for that. And yes, a lot of complaints in the past E3s gamers talked about there's not enough games. And this one, there was games falling out of our asshole. There were so many games. And there was a lot of indie titles. I kind of feel like Nintendo has shaped the way every single studio is releasing their games. I feel like Nintendo's indies are kind of creeping into other studios. Does that kind of like the way you feel?
Yes and no. I mean, the gameplay and the game style I agree with, because especially like when Microsoft did their ID at E3, they did like this rapid fire shit with like this and this and this and this and this and this. They're all indie titles, but when you look at every single one of them, they're all like 32-bit titles, top-down platformers, and it's like Nintendo's already doing this shit. Why are you guys doing this? It's like your ID developers at Xbox need to be creating more shit like Ori and the Will of the Wisps, or Ori, or Limbo. Fuck Limbo, Bastion. What about all those great indie titles from the past that won awards? and then not this stupid shit that won this past year, like Celeste or whatever. Like, come on, man, get out of. Nobody wants to play 8-bit, 32-bit game anymore. They want to play something newer.
Yeah, but I feel like that era, like everybody's trying to bring that 32, 8-bit, 16-bit era back to us. I feel like that's all that's being shit onto the indies right now.
Well,
And
because
then,
it's fast turnaround.
yeah, absolutely.
You
It's
know.
easier to make, I'm sure. That tour for money is good. I don't know. I just kind of feel like Nintendo's influenced the way the indies are rolling and way studios are releasing these games. It's like, oh shit, this is probably going to be on the Switch too, just the way it looks and the way it feels.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the way I feel about this E3. But overall, I personally feel like Bethesda did great work with releasing the new innovation for gamers like me that have a hard time with the internet. And if they have something that's going to help me, then I don't have to worry about Stadia. I don't have to worry about running them, and my graphic fidelity is going to be lower, and I'm not going to have the same experience as you guys. I'm actually going to enjoy everything that you guys are enjoying with shitty internet. So I think that's neat. So that's kind of what won it for me, is that innovation. So
So let's wrap it up. And who are your winners? I know you, Chris. You just said you thought Bethesda won it, but
yeah. Mm-hmm.
John.
Oh, the only one I watched. I'm not muted, am I? Okay.
No, you're good.
Sorry, my neighbor's kids and my kids are in the room outside of that door drawing. I had to go out and tell them to close the door because they were being too loud. And then my daughter keeps coming in and out. That's why I need my own damn office. I only watched the Xbox and the Bethesda one, and I haven't watched Ubisoft, but kind of based on what you guys have described, Keanu Reeves won E3.
Okay.
Nice. Hey, that's good. I mean, solid answer.
Yeah, I'm the game that I'm most excited about is Cyberpunk 2077. Out of the whole everything that I've heard or seen, I'm even considering buying the collector's edition.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a pretty cool statue.
Is it of Keanu Reeves?
I think so. It's hard to tell.
Keanu.
So yeah, I like Cyberpunk 77. That's what I'm excited for. There's a couple of the games that I'm going to get. But as far as who won, it's hard to say. I don't know. If you want to go like a developer, it's because I only watched Xbox and Bethesda. I can't really pick a clear winner. Not Sony.
Okay. Well, then everybody else wins.
Yay.
For in my honest opinion, I don't know. It's a toss-up between Bethesda and Microsoft, but I do honestly think that just based off of what they showed at the conference, Microsoft, in my opinion, they won. Not based on exclusives, but just based off of what they've shown. They showed AAA top grade games that are coming out, other than the ID at E3 bullshit. And they said 60 games they were going to show, but they showed like 35 of them rapid fire, and then the rest were trailers.
Right.
But speaking of Microsoft, I'm sorry, but we forgot to talk about Halo Infinite and the trailer for the new Halo game. Yeah, for me, Microsoft wins it based off of Halo, because it was the one thing that we wanted to see at E3 was Halo.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, going off that too, Joe, I thought it was cool. It was following that followed right after Scarlet, right? It was Infinite was like the last thing we saw on Microsoft, which was really cool because they talked about how Infinite has no loading times. They talked about how it's a seamless world throughout. And just the way the gameplay and the way the actual gameplay looked, it looked amazing. It looked fucking badass. It's kind of like the Halo that we've all been waiting for, and it's worth the long wait. It's worth the long wait, and I'm excited for that. And I do put that in the close tier to Bethesda.
Yeah.
I think what won it over for me is because of the shitty internet that I have. that was like, wow, they actually have the technology for me to use so that I'm not falling behind. So I think that's what won it for me. But I'm definitely going to be in Scarlet Nation and xCloud Nation as far as Microsoft goes. And I mean, Halo Infinite all day. It looks fucking amazing. So
Plus, it ships with the Scarlet, so
yeah, it's
just
going to
like
be great.
so. All right. So and Miguel, he chimed in. He texted. He said that Ubisoft won it for him. Uh, so yeah, based off of Ghost Recon and Watch Dogs. So
I'll have to watch the Ubisoft when I get a chance.
yeah. Plus, he said he
'Cause I
he
don't
misses.
really know any. Go ahead.
He said he misses Aisha Taylor. So I do too, but she
I
normally
haven't-
does the presentation.
I've
Yeah.
not watched any of the trailers for the new Ghost Recon, so I'll have to check that out and let you guys know my response.
Yep.
So I guess that's going to wrap up our talk and our impressions of E3, John.
One last thing. So from the new games that got announced at E3, what do you guys think of the collector's editions? So far from E3, collector's editions that have been announced are Cyberpunk 2077, Doom Eternal, and Gears 5.
So the Doom Eternal one I know comes with a wearable Doom Guy helmet.
I
Yeah.
actually have the details of all three of them pulled up. I can go through what they are if you'd like.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So the Doom Eternal Collector's Edition comes with a full-size wearable Doom Slayer helmet replica, player cassette tape plus digital copies of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal original soundtracks, Doom lore book with custom artwork by ID Software, one quotations, the gift of Argent Power 11 by 17 lithograph. Digitally, it comes with Doom Eternal Year 1 Pass, 2 single-player campaign expansions set to release in Year 1, Demonic Slayer Skin, and Classic Weapons Sound Pack.
Jesus.
And the Collector's Edition for Xbox One is $200.
Okay. What about Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk 2077 Collector's Edition comes with collector's edition box case with game discs, collectible steel book, 25 centimeter by 10-inch statue depicting V, the game's protagonist in action. So he's on a looks like a motorcycle, and it looks like he's being launched into the air off the motorcycle. Hang on a sec. I didn't open. I'm going to show you. Wait, does screen share screw up the video?
Yeah.
Should I not do it?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
do it.
Well, all right. So if you go on to IGN, you can see the list, see the picture of the statue. Hardcover art book, metal pin set, Quadra V-Tech metal keychain, annotated copy of a visitor's guide to Night City sealed in an NCPD evidence bag, embroidered patches, world compendium detailing the game setting and lore, postcards from Night City and map of Night City, a sticker bomb set. Digitally, it comes with game soundtrack, art booklet featuring a selection of art from the game, Cyberpunk 2020 source book, and wallpapers for your desktop and mobile. And that comes in at a whopping $249.99.
Nope.
Good Lord.
Nope.
I'm very tempted. And lastly, and definitely not leastly, we have Gears 5. So Gears 5 Ultimate Edition comes with Steelbook case. Wait, no, that's Ultimate Edition. Collector's Edition comes with flying replica of Jack as well as a remote controller. Premium Collector's Box, custom display stand, exclusive in-game Jack skin, embroidered DBI patch, DBI collector's booklet, DBI ID badge with Gears 5 lanyard, Jack schematic art print, Alex Ross steelbook case. There's also a list of Gears 5 pre-order bonuses. So select physical copies come with Terminator Dark Fate character pack featuring Sarah Connor and the T-800 from the film. Pre-order any digital edition or pre-install Gears 5 with any active Xbox Game Pass membership before launch to get the Terminator Dark Fate character pack featuring Sarah Connor and a T-800, T800 Endoskeleton, the Vector Lance skin, and 7 days of boost. 7 days of boost. Gears 5 Tech Test Access. Some retailers have exclusive pre-order bonuses of their own. Amazon is the NCOG Marine Lancer weapon skin. Best Buy is $10 reward certificate for my Best Buy members, and COG Air Lancer weapon skin. GameStop is Marcus Tattoo Lancer weapon skin, and Microsoft Store is Vector Lancer weapon skin. And the Gears 5 Collector's Edition is $269.99.
God damn. Well, I'll tell you this. I think the Doom one wins it for me. I mean,
It comes
I
with the
could
drone.
imagine-
It's a flyable
Gears
drone.
5 does.
Yeah, the
Gears
Gears
5.
5, yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. It's probably an off-market type drone. It's going to crash in a day or two. I could picture myself with the Dooms 3 Collector's Edition where I'm wearing the helmet and I've got the Dooms music playing in the background while I'm mowing my lawn, wearing the helmet and everything. I think that's perfect. That's badass. It's a pretty solid set for $200 in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
There's also two more, John, that you forgot. Final Fantasy VII one comes with like a statue of Cloud on the motorcycle. Those of you that like Final Fantasy, and you get like a Chocobo and a
That's
Cactuar
cool.
or whatever. The Watchdog Legions one though looks really cool. It comes with the neon skull with the crown and a bunch of other shit for it. So that one looks really cool. I might want to get that one.
Well, the article was published on IGN on midnight on the 10th, so that's based on Google. That they only listed 3. There probably more announced since then.
The Breakpoint one comes with the John Bernthal statue, steelbook, year pass, and all that other bullshit. Link's Awakening, you get a steelbook for Link's Awakening, and it looks like an old school Game Boy. And
That's cool.
A limited edition book. Yeah. Google it. There's a bunch of collector's editions that came out for E3. Shenmue 3 also is coming out for PS4, and it has a book and shit, but whatever.
Sweet. So before we wrap up the E3, I forgot my honorable mentions for the VR showcase. Since we don't want to talk about the PC showcase because it was pretty awful. Yeah, it was just a lot of filler and the announcers were pretty bad. So going on to the VR Expo, I have 3 honorable mentions for the PSVR gaming. There's a lot of good VR games for the Oculus and the high-end VR systems. But there were 3 honorable mentions for PSVR that I thought were going to be really cool this year. So the first one I have here is called Battle Wake. Battle Wake is going to be a VR pirate ship battle game. So you're going to be battling pirate ships in VR, which I thought was really cool and unique to PlayStation VR. Another one that I thought was cool, and this is going to be on all platforms for VR, Aspire 1. Now, this is like a James Bond meets Splinter Cell. If they were to have a baby in VR, it would be Aspire 1. This one's pretty cool. It's got the free move. It's not going to be like Times Crisis. You're going to be able to move around and stuff like that. So, Joe, this might make you a little nauseous. We'll see how that goes. And then the last one I thought was really, really cool, Iron Man VR. I mean, who in the fuck, they should have had this out earlier to have Iron Man in VR. Everybody wants to be Iron Man and do this in VR. So I thought that was really dope to see this on the PlayStation VR. So
That'd be pretty cool.
hell yeah.
I'd rather be the Hulk in VR though.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to make like an Avengers game where you could choose your character and then play as him in the game in VR. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
They have that for Oculus.
Yeah, I'm talking it'd be cool for PSVR.
Oh yeah,
Really cool.
I did the Spider-Man one for PSVR. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Iron Man VR is an actual game instead of an experience, kind of like the Batman and stuff. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be similar to the experiences. But we'll see when it comes out if they full flesh this as a game or an experience or what. But I thought those were pretty cool honorable mentions. And then actually one more that I was thinking about, Sniper Elite VR for PlayStation VR looked really cool. So
I have one.
Joe?
Angry Birds VR.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
looks really
excited
cool.
about this. This fucking looks awesome. Like I like the fun games in VR, like the Astrobot and Tumble and these other fun platformer games. But Angry Birds in VR, man, I cannot wait. That's gonna look so much fun because you're actually holding the slingshot and you get to fling the birds. So yeah, I'm excited
Yeah, it
about
looked
that.
really cool. Super
Yeah.
fun. So this is going to wrap up our impressions of E3. This year kind of wasn't as much as we expected. Maybe we have too high hopes, but you guys can be the judge of that. So we're going to move on to rando shit, and we'll close this long ass show up. So do you guys have any rando shit this week?
No, the only rando I was gonna ask about if you guys were gonna get any of the collector's editions. Figured I'd wrap it into the topic.
Yeah, like I said, I think I would rock the Doom collector's edition just for the helmet. I think that's pretty dope. And then they had some soundtracks and whatnot, which I thought were cool. So I'd get that one.
Joe?
Yeah, I said I would get the Watch Dogs one.
Oh, okay. I like the Cyberpunk one. Because I looked at the statue a little bit closer, and it looks like V is the protagonist.
Yeah.
He's riding on a motorcycle. There's somebody under the motorcycle, so he ran them over, and he's flying off of it while shooting in the air. It looks pretty dope. But I don't know that I'm ever going to justify $250 for a collector's edition.
A statue.
Yeah. So if I were to get one and throw $250 away, that would be the one I would go after. But in general, I don't buy collector's edition stuff because I don't know. It's not always worth it. It'd be cool to have a statue, but I'm not going to pay that much money for it. Yeah, I know. I see your guys' man caves. I don't have one, which is why my kids keep coming in here during the podcast to grab paper out of the printer behind me.
What you can always do, you don't have to buy the collector's edition. Buy just the one with the pass, and then wait like, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year, and then you can find that statue on Amazon or eBay
Yeah.
eBay.
for like $20.
Yeah, but even then, it's like it'd be cool, but it's not always. I'm not a statue collector. My statues are Legos. I have them all up there. You can't see them. I like building Legos. I get very specific with the Legos I buy, and then I put them together once and don't let anybody ever touch them again. Like I have a BB-8. I've got Wally. I got the X-wing, and a couple Overwatch characters. I really want the R2-D2 that's 18 inches tall, but it's $450.
Yeah, you're a Lego collector.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I like Legos because I can build them. They're interactive.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah.
As far as rando topics, I got like maybe just two real quick. The what the fuck rando to the Bethesda screaming guy. He needs to shut the fuck up. And then rando shit. The guy that told Keanu that
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. He actually gets the collector's edition for free.
Yep.
So kudos to that guy.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
The other thing I did notice, and I keep trying to ask myself, why is VR not as popular as it should be? And probably because lately, I don't know, it's probably the medication I'm on, but the motion sickness part of it, that's why I was shaking my head when Chris was talking about this pirate ship. It's like, so we're already in VR. A lot of people are motion sick with the movement in VR, and then you're going to throw in on a pirate ship in the ocean. So you're going to be doing this and moving in VR, and it's like, fuck you, I'm puking everywhere.
And that's one of the things you brought up watching when was it Miguel and I were playing Dying Light, and we shared our screen in Discord. You were worried about that head bob as you're running along.
Yeah,
you were like, if they got rid of that, I'd be on board.
I mean, I'm playing it.
You bought it anyway.
I bought it because I got it for $17, but I'm playing it and it's okay. It's just taking me a while to get used to it. But I don't know, just the VR titles that are, with motion. I think we need to ease the audience, not just me. I'm just saying the audience into it, because there's a lot. I think that's why it's not big right now, because there's a mental disconnect between the movement in the game and in reality. So until that they can come out with a hardware, third party comes out with a treadmill or something, that's I think VR market's gonna be like this big.
Yeah, until the Oasis becomes a real thing
Right.
where
Yes.
you're actually moving.
Or they do room mapping where you can move around a room, and then you can still walk around your room and stuff. But I don't know. It's just I watched the VR one and I was like, a lot of them are cool, but I still trying to get used to the movement in VR.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that I'd like to do when I come down there at the end. I don't have any VR experience outside of putting my brother's phone on one of those Samsung things and putting it on my face.
Yeah.
And all I did was play fishing where I'm not moving around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Joe,
that's
you
the
still have
experience I have.
Yeah, Joe, you still have Firewall downloaded on your PlayStation?
I think so, but I don't think it'll let me play it because I need the certificate.
Okay, well, I'll bring my disc. I want John to try that if he comes over to your place.
Yeah.
It'd be better. Your dogs are safer than mine, so have them over to your place. So I don't want to deal with my dogs.
Yeah, definitely, John. You're more than welcome. Come over, try it out, and
Cool.
yeah, we'll just have fun.
We're gonna be busy that day. We're gonna go fishing, gonna do some VR.
Or we could just do VR fishing.
Bar. Yeah,
I'd like to do real fishing. I gotta get warmed up on my fishing before I go to Alaska for a week to go fishing.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
I haven't done any fishing yet this year.
Yeah, I say we go over to Joe's house to do VR. I think we can get some cool experiences over there with you.
Yeah.
So
no jump scare games. I don't do that crap.
No.
We don't play those either. So you're good.
Okay.
It's all good. Yeah, I'm still contemplating. There's a couple jump scare demos that I want to play and record them, but I'm still like, I'm not going to play those right now.
You need to record your reaction to the Resident Evil kitchen.
Yeah. I want to do that one too.
I played that one and I had to take the visor off.
Like I've loved the Resident Evil series so much that I want to play that one in VR, but I know I'm going to be so scared. So hopefully one day I'll grow the balls to play it, and I will definitely try to stream my reactions.
I still haven't done the Shark Tank yet.
You haven't?
Nope.
Dude, my brother.
Oh gosh, that makes that gives me willies thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, man. It really gives you some neat anxiety, I think.
Yeah, neat is a great way to describe anxiety.
It is. I think it's cool. I mean, I'm kind of a thrill seeker, and my tolerance for VR is pretty high. It's up there. So I'm not worried about getting sick or any of the motion stuff. And I think some people that are sensitive, I think it's just you have to build a tolerance. It's just like drinking beer.
See, the motion sickness stuff, the motion stuff wouldn't bother me. It's the jump scare that I will shit my pants.
I agree. The jump scares suck, but I think it's just if you keep telling yourself it's not real, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And
I was playing Dying Light last night by myself, and I got stuck outside in an area that I wasn't familiar with, nowhere near a safe house. And I walk out of a room and I turn a corner, and there's one of the volatiles like right around the corner. I was like, oh gosh, I'm dead.
You not push Q?
Even that was a jump scare.
You got to push Q and it does that scan.
Dude, I was, and it didn't show him there. Like I could see the three guys that were down on like 3 levels on the street below me. I could see those volatiles, but the one that was outside the door to the left didn't show up until I walked outside.
Ah, that sucks. You got bugged.
Yep.
You guys have any other rando shit this week?
Nope.
No. Well, it was a good E3 episode. We miss you, Miguel. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. This is going to wrap up a good episode number 132, I believe. This is Chris. I'm going to go play some video games. I am out.
This is John. I'm going to go watch, I believe, the last episode of Chernobyl with my wife. I am out.
Yeah, this is Joe. I don't know what I'm going to do. Something video games. I'm out. Game on, guys.
Game on.
Game on.
Gamer Talk Podcast, Season fucking 2.
She's getting connection. Yeah, they're watching.